Evening, everyone. It's 7:25 on Wednesday, the 29th, and this is your closing comment. It's video number 1721. And the outstanding group today was clearly the semiconductors. This morning I mentioned about MU. It was actually pretty crappy earnings, frankly. Biggest loss in history. And when they reported last night, the stock was 60.14. That was up 35 cents. It finished the day today, though. This morning, it was actually up $1.27 at 60.55. At the end of the day today, it was 63.54, up 426 or 7.2%. Along with that went Intel. Lowly, miserable Intel, still 50% off its high, or 50% off since they brought the new $149 million CEO in. It closed 31.52, up 221 or 7.5%, which is actually, pretty decent for that one. We also had the Philly index, this SOXX, today up 3.3%, which is a pretty substantial move. So looks like that, group may have in fact bottomed, but, you just never know with the semis. But I will say that semis almost always have to be bought when things are miserable. And usually the first step is things getting less miserable. Not necessarily good, just less bad. We had earnings after the close today. Restoration Hardware, terrible. And the last thing I want to hear a CEO say for a company that I own, things are bad and they're going to get worse before they get better, which is exactly what the CEO said. The stock had closed 245.71, up 442. On the headline, evidently it rallied up to a new high of the day of 250 and then turned down to 230. Last 232, and that was down $9.15 or 4%. We also had Paychex. When I mentioned it this morning, the earnings hadn't come or I hadn't seen them. And the stock was 113, and that was up about $4, 402. At the close, managed to close 116.59, up 761 or 7%. So pretty decent day there. As far as news, we had mortgage applications up 2.9%. That was up 2% for purchases and up 5% for refis. That's month over month. On a year over year basis, mortgage apps for purchase are down 35% and for refis are down 61%. So kind of interesting there also. Tomorrow's Thursday. Thursday's claims day, so we have that. We also, at 10:30 today, had the crude inventories, which were a draw of 7.49 million barrels, which is a pretty big number. And yet the chart on the screen is the oil, and this is the weekly, so it's still showing this bottom where it never closed below the 200 week. And last week, lower low, lower high, but closing up on the week. And this week, higher low, higher high. Now, on a daily basis, let's go to the daily nearby. And as you can see, we have a series, even though it closed down on the day today, of higher highs and higher lows. I told you I thought it was going to have a problem up here where it broke to the downside. That's exactly where it stopped. High for the day today was 74.37, closed 72.97, which is not overwhelming. And tonight it's down 11 cents. So, I think we need a little bit of a uh, consolidation or a little bit of a pullback. I'd really like to see it hold over 72. And again, this 5 day is about to cross the 20 to the upside. Even if we went sideways to down for the next 2 days, it would cross this week. So resistance, as I said, in this area between, let's just call it 75 and 74, and support, let's call it 71 and a half on up. So pretty decent. The market was very strong today, up 323 or 1%. The Nasdaq was the big leader, up 1.79%, 210. S&P up 1.42% at 56.54. For some reason, I'm not getting a reading on the Russell, so I can't tell you, but I assume it was up. And the Dow Jones Transports matching the industrials, up 137, again 1%. So Nasdaq, S&P, and then the Dow Jones Industrials and Transports. As I mentioned, the oil was lower today and is just ever so slightly lower tonight. Gold was down about $6, and tonight it is down another three. 1981. This is the low right now, down 3.3, but it's well supported in here. Bitcoin, after being up about 1,600, closed up 985. And let's take a look at that. It is down 15, so really nothing going on there. The dollar was up 19 cents, has not reopened yet. The bonds were down an eighth. They are basically unchanged, up 1/32. Silver was up a nickel, and nat gas was up 4 cents. So there you go. Okay, so I'll be back first thing in the morning. I will not be around for tomorrow's closing comment or daily note because tomorrow's opening day and I have tickets to the Red Sox. So I'll be freezing my ass off, but I'll be there. All right, everyone, have a good evening. I'll be back in the morning.